I'll take it away too because
Take it away.
I found this one because
Kumad.
this is a Batman one too, so this is what it's going to be about. So according to comicbookmovie.com, James Gunn's upcoming Batman reboot, which is titled The Brave and the Bold, it's found its writer, and the writer is a 3-time Oscar nominee. His name is John Logan, and he is best known for having written Skyfall, Gladiator, The Aviator, and Hugo.
Interesting.
So we got a good writer.
How do you feel with that?
I mean, those are fantastic movies, honestly. I mean, Gladiator alone. Like, if you hear that, like, you have this screenwriter, Gladiator, you're going to be like, wow, this is going to be a crazy movie.
Wasn't that the movie that Ralphie was watching and he was obsessed with on the couch with Tracy?
They don't have flat tops in ancient Rome.
Isn't that the movie?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So that's a classic movie. I feel pretty good about it. I am all for what's yet to come. Like, good. James Gunn, I respect what he's doing. I'm going to go for his vision.
No, I think everything's going to be going good, honestly. If you want to tackle the next one, too.
This kind of feeds into it, too. So, yeah, Superman Legacy. Speaking of, everyone knows James Gunn has Superman Legacy coming out that he's doing. Superman Legacy gets an official release date, still keeping the July 11th, 2025. I feel like we're going to be how old? We're going to be 27?
27.
Anyway, but no, I'm excited for Superman Legacy. I'm happy that, again, news...
Dude, I am the biggest advocate of this universe that he's building in this movie. I'm so excited that we're finally going to have, like, a Superman that's hopeful. We covered this on the first couple episodes of the podcast, but it's going to be... Like, we're all going to miss Henry Cavill. Fantastic guy. Looks great as the character and stuff, but I don't know. Something about this new guy, just the way that he views Superman as this hopeful, uplifting character, and he can't wait to dive into that. That's Superman.
Excited. You know what? I have hope.
I trust him.
I trust him. So don't let us down, James Gunn. Otherwise, I will come and find you, and I will write you a nice letter in MLA format, okay? Don't make me do it because I hate doing that. But I'll do it if you have to make me do it.
I mean, but this next one is kind of like a chunk of yours. I don't know if
I found this so interesting. Now, listen, okay, so I know this, I'm not even looking at the notepad right now, but I'm saying.
Because you know it, yeah.
I know it. So I saw an Instagram reel, okay? This is just like TV news now. Ready? Instagram reel that was posted by Vinny Guadagnino, a.k.a. Jersey Shore.
Guido.
Jersey Shore Family Vacation. He did Double Shot at Love. He is on All-Star Shore, etc. If you don't know him, look up his cookbook. Great recipes. But he posted a video of all of them on Halloween, and they were doing that like little dance video. It's like a new trend right now.
I don't get that.
It's so funny. I love it. Other than the dogs, the little dogs.
I know. I understand you like it, but I don't get it. What's the point of it?
Okay. It's for fun. It's TikTok.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
TikTok.
No, you know what? I have to actually be an advocate of TikTok because when you post on there, God, you get traction.
It builds traction, and thank you for everyone who viewed our TikToks.
Now you have audio on me saying that. I appreciate TikTok.
Yeah, I'm going to use it against you when you bring it up at a later episode that you don't like it. But, so Vinny posted, it was them all dancing. But here's the thing. So right now, they are filming Season 7. I guess you can say Season 7A because they split it up into 2 seasons.
It's too many.
I know. 7 years of them doing this, okay? Almost. So it's insane because they're always filming year round. But basically, what I don't like about the marketing here now, what the big kicker of this is, right, is that in the video, Ronnie is there with Sam.
I did notice that in the video.
Isn't that crazy? Number one, I don't understand how production allows them to post these. Now I know, okay, for example, if you're going to end off for viewing purposes, because I think there's only 2 more episodes left of the one we're watching now on TV. They haven't intertwined yet, both Sammy and Ronnie. But now I know going into it, no matter when those episodes air next, I don't care anymore. Like,
no, it's dragged out too much.
They drag it out way too much. So I'm over here like, wow, it's interesting how they're all in the same room. They're getting along together now on camera. That's great. Because a lot of people were like, oh my God, Ronnie and Sam, 12 years in the making of them coming back on camera. Now I'm just like, oh, okay, it's just they're going to be bystanders. I don't care. It just makes me not care anymore. So I feel like I'm surprised they're allowed to post stuff that's going on now that's going to air in like 8 months from now. It's just it's interesting to me.
A toxic
physically toxic. How you doing? Toxicity.
Yeah, that was a fucked up relationship.
Yes, indeedy.
I'll go big staple of kind of our entire generation too. I mean, this movie's been around forever, and Shrek 5 has a 2025 release date.
And do you know how this came about?
Mike Myers?
No. Do you know how
Eddie
this
Murphy?
information apparently got out? It got out
Reliable
because
source.
somebody who currently was working for a production studio had it on their resume while they were interviewing for another job. And the the person who interviewed this person
I heard about this.
saw their resume and said, yeah, working on Shrek 5. That's how it got out.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't know that was the actual whole thing. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a job resume. I thought it was I heard like a LinkedIn thing at one point or something. Like
Yeah.
it said that he was working on Shrek 5 and he
Yup.
put it on. Oh, that's
And
so
then it got
interesting.
officially announced. I guess they officially announced it soon after. And apparently they're going to have the same release date as GTA 6. Isn't that crazy how
Man.
we're talking about GTA 6?
GTA 6 has been in the making for over a decade.
Oh, probably 12, 13 years.
I think half of our life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
12 or
at
13 years.
at
I
least.
love GTA 5. Honestly, if they just kept GTA 5 the same and they just kept adding extensions, which that's what they were doing this
They've been
entire
doing
time,
it for a long time, yeah.
I'd be completely fine with it. But now we're getting a new storyline. We're getting new characters. I heard also for GTA 6 that apparently Franklin, Michael, Trevor, they're all going to be, depending on where, I guess there's like 3 different endings to the 5th one. There may be some continuity with their storylines intertwining. I'm not sure what the storyline's going to be.
I heard they age in real time.
Yeah.
And everything. I heard that too. So, like, there's been a story that's been going on for the past, like, 12, 13 years too. So
Now,
it's
I
gonna
must
be
ask
interesting.
you, what do you think the amount of money is going to be for GTA 6? Now, think about it.
To buy it?
To buy it.
You're talking about? I mean, like, what's an average video? We don't play video games.
I
really.
know,
I mean,
yeah.
like, what's an average game cost? Like
So-
$60, $70?
Yeah, so I actually, funny enough, I just got a Nintendo Switch game the other day. I don't have Nintendo Switch. It was for my girlfriend for our anniversary. And
That's nice. You're a good boyfriend.
thank you very much. But yeah, no, I was looking at different games, and again, we're not gamers, you and I, but a lot of it goes for
No,
a
we've
good
had sex.
amount of price. What?
No, we've had sex.
Okay, wow, you're just
It's a joke.
oh.
It's a joke.
No,
I
gaming.
felt jokey
I mean,
today.
listen, I'm not. I like watching gameplays, and you've been into that lately with Spider-Man 2.
I do that. It's the best of both worlds. If I want to figure out a story of something, and it's only superhero based too, like Arkham Knight and like Spider-Man 2. If I just
Right.
want to know the story, I'll just watch people play
Right.
it. Which
Yeah, yeah.
actually, these people are billion and millionaires. The people who play on stream and everything. So I don't knock it. If you play video games and you stream, you've had sex. That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, but
That's great.
yeah, I mean, they go for a pretty penny overall, so I can only imagine. Now it's officially coming out, sometime in December. They're going to release the trailer for it.
So when is the game? It's going to be 2025,
Probably
right?
2020. I think it might be 2025 or 2024.
Damn.
I'm not entirely sure, but I heard that they may be coming out at the same time Shrek and GTA 6.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Crazy.
I hate this person so much.
I love him. He's
what?
He's great.
He's good for you.
He's our Joker. He was.
I don't know about ours. Son of a boy wonder. I fucking hate that.
Come on, it was a good line.
So Jared Leto apparently climbed the Empire State Building. I don't know how you
Do you
found
guys
this
know?
or where
I
you
don't know
found
where
this.
the hell this came from. I saw a clip of him climbing the Empire State Building this past week.
Now, did you think it was the Empire State Building, or did they say it was the Empire
no,
State Building?
Nick, it was him climbing the Empire State
Where's the
Building.
Empire State Building?
In New York City.
Very good.
I know where I am.
Okay.
Where are you right now?
No problem.
You don't know?
I think Hoboken. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Oh,
bagel.
bagel.
Try it out. Oh! See that? We're in sync.
Oh, look at that. But what do you think of him doing? I mean, this is
Is it a publicity stunt? Is it him going to be like? I don't know. What if it's a publicity stunt
okay.
for
what? You're
Morbius
getting-
2?
Why would it be for Morbius 2?
Because think about it. Why not? Morbius climb things.
How painful was that movie?
It was. I would rather eat broken glass.
You're the reason I saw it.
No.
Yes,
no,
you did.
no,
You bought
no.
tickets. It was me, you, and your
It
brother.
got pushed back 6 times, and you know what, Nick? It was a good movie.
Do you know what's really depressing about
What's
that movie?
depressing?
Do you know?
I'm asking you.
You know what's sad
I'm
about
asking
it?
you. What?
There was more people in that theater than there were in the Flash.
Ooh, you know, you're right. You're right. Because people were probably expecting something that ended not with Michael Keaton confusing the shit out of people. Okay? We're going to talk about it again real quick because we're on the topic.
I feel like we cover Morbius at least every other episode.
We do
Just
because
for
it's
some
just it's
reason.
horrible. Okay,
It's-
I'm going to go back to it. I'm
it's
just trying to
terrible.
advocate. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was a really piece of shit fucking film. It was. No. It was. It was. We want to know why? Because why the hell would Michael Keaton, when he got transported into the jail cell, okay, and he was just like, I hope they have good food here, as if he knew what the hell was happening. How did he know? How did he know that?
That was a good Michael Keaton.
They have good food here.
That's pretty good.
And he meets Morbius in a field, and you can even tell Jared Leto's not even looking at him with the eyes. It was like off of a green
It
screen.
looked like a car commercial.
It did.
When he was driving.
It really did.
I was just like, I thought it was like a Toyota commercial or
I think
something.
Spider-Man has something to do with this. How the hell does Morbius even know who the hell Spider-Man is? Which Spider-Man?
Intriguing.
Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, or I don't even know, man. It was so...
Or that fake picture was in the alleyway.
Yeah.
I think it's that Spider-Man.
Bullshit, dude.
It's stupid.
Yeah, anyway, enough about Morbius. We already discussed that before, but I just can't stand him. But no, Jared Leto, I like his music. I like his feng shui. Funny enough, speaking of Jared Leto, a fun story about him. He came out. You know what happened to him during COVID? Like when COVID first became a thing in March of 2020. You know where he was? So he was actually on a retreat in the desert.
Oh, I heard about
with
this.
No cell phones. You couldn't talk. It was like a monk retreat or something that monks do, where basically you detox or you disconnect from the world. He was doing that for a month, I think, and then he came back and then he found out what COVID was. But COVID was happening.
The world was shut down.
The world was shut down when he came back, but he had no idea that it was happening.
That's pretty crazy.
Isn't that wild? Imagine how disconnected you have to be from reality.
That would put me into a frenzy, probably.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the piece of news of him. I always like talking about him.
Listen,
He's my favorite vegan.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right, the next one. So Fantastic Four director says his work on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia helped forge his take on Marvel's First Family.
That's right.
That made me so happy.
Yeah, so that means basically the director for Fantastic Four, what was he on?
It's saying that
a writer?
He was probably a writer when he was on there,
Oh.
or maybe helped write a few episodes, or maybe he was like a showrunner for them. I mean, the dynamic of everybody on that show, It's Sunny in Philadelphia, is amazing.
I know you send me a lot of clips. I've never seen It's Always Sunny, fully through, but you've watched it how many times? I think you've watched it like a few times.
At least once or twice. Honestly, Candace is the big fan of Sunny in Philadelphia.
Candice.
For those who don't know about Sunny in Philadelphia, that is probably the most like fucked up show that's allowed on any type of network. They get away with murder.
Really?
They get away with murder.
I wonder why that is.
They started off in I think 2006 or something, maybe 2005, and like their first episode is like, even if you read the synopsis of it and the title of it, you'll be like, oh wow. And I think they just stuck with it for a long time because they have such a fan base for so many years. It's a really, really, really funny show. I think they're going to be on season 15 or 16. They've been on for a long time.
That's a really long time to be on a show.
Yeah, no, the humor's fantastic.
Especially like a sitcom, Like normally sitcoms, they're sweet spots, like 10 seasons. Like Friends was 10 seasons. What other sitcoms were out there?
How I Met Your Mother?
That was 9 seasons.
That was 9, right? Ray Romano one.
That was
it 10?
10 or 11?
10 or 11.
Frasier was 11. 9?
Well, keep Frasier in your head because we're going to talk about it.
Frasier?
Talk about Frasier. Who was on Frasier? Who's the main guy on Frasier? Who's the actor's name? It's kind of a beast, bro.
Oh!
We're going to get into that.
We're going to get into that. Yeah, next. Sorry, I've never watched Frasier like that. It's on Netflix now, but
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Oh, there's a bunch.
I love Seinfeld. But yeah, no, we have a lot. So that's good. Fantastic Four.
That dynamic
I'm for it.
that he's going for.
Yeah,
I approve totally.
Yeah,
that's
hopefully.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can only do so much though with that. But I mean, listen, I'm all for it. Another piece of Marvel news here that Captain America 4. I don't have the title because it constantly changes. So why even it changed 3 times? Okay, but apparently, number one, I forgot all about this. Did you forget about Captain America being filmed? I completely forgot about it.
I don't understand what they're going for because they're blending Captain America with all of like Hulk's villains.
I know
because the Red Hulk is supposed to be in it, and the I forgot the Hector Hammond. I just know his name. I forgot what his superhero like evil name is in the comics, but he's going to be in it.
Right.
Apparently, She-Hulk might be in it too. There's a lot of Hulk-based stuff.
Yeah, I want Bucky. I hope Bucky is in it.
Well, he's preoccupied in his other thing, which we'll cover too.
But yeah, basically, Captain America 4 is undergoing extensive reshoots due to poor test screenings. Number one, I want to go to a test screening for Marvel. Where can we get invited for that?
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. I think they keep everything in house though. That's probably why.
Majority.
I feel like they keep, but basically, it got very poor test screenings.
I heard.
I don't listen. I think they should just make it into a TV series and just like kind of shelve that project, my opinion. I don't want to see a movie about Captain America because, again, hear me out. Not because it's Sam Wilson, not because I think the story arc for him, it was great when that TV show came out, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. It was good. Yeah. They should implement him like they're going to implement Thor down the road. I don't really want to see another movie with Captain America.
Do you think he'd be leading the Avengers and everything?
I really hope not. Well, which Avengers? Now, apparently, it's going to go into Marvels, okay, which we're going to talk about next, right? A spoiler alert for that. But basically, I don't know where the hell Marvel is going, okay? I don't. I truly don't. Now, also, too, I think it also, we have here, too, we'll talk about it a little bit later, too, but Deadpool and everything, Deadpool 3, that's the only movie coming out next year because it's back on for July, right? July 2024.
I don't think anything else is...
Marvel, no, nothing Marvel related is coming out next year.
Wow.
Due to the strike. So Deadpool, because Ryan Reynolds officially announced this on his Instagram, it's coming back, I think, July. Do we have it written down here?
The Marvel movies, new slates, a lot of things got pushed back. I mean, Deadpool 3 got pushed back. Nothing crazy. It was supposed to come out in February of 2024. It's going to be coming out July 26th, 2024. I think they're really, really trying to make this movie come out as soon as possible because they are in desperate need of fucking money with their recent 2 years of their endeavors of Marvel movies and everything. They're really, really hurting right now. I say that it's a $1 billion company, but still, just their Marvel side is just not doing the best.
The creativity side, I mean, like, once you start lacking and people from all over are starting to like pick apart like what you have going on, it really makes it hard to set the trajectory because they don't want to waste more money. Think about it this way. What if all these movies that came out, right, like the Marvels, what if Loki bombed, right? We're going to get into that next. But what if Loki season 2 bombed? What if, again, Marvels, they did bomb, but...
You could deal with like an Eternals.
What if everyone kind of just had like an uproar and was like, screw you, screw Marvel.
It's happening now.
We're done.
It's like happening now.
James Gunn is DC. We're going to go to DC and just talk about DC. Or
yes.
It's happening right now.
I keep saying that, and you keep saying that as well too. People have to give DC a chance because listen, this is a great time for DC to come in and swoop in. If their Superman movie is amazing, if the Brave and the Bold is amazing, all their TV properties are going to be amazing. They do a Justice League movie in the future, it's going to be amazing. Who knows?
It's also ironic because someone who was once on Marvel and knows how Marvel's algorithm and how working with Marvel and working with Disney works is now the head chairman of the competitor, which is DC. So it's very ironic how, like, full circle, almost it's all coming.
Well, I mean, it's
Think
karma
about it.
too.
It's a weird thing.
Well, he was fucking fired too. It's karma.
He was
too. So he got hired through DC to make a DC movie, then back for Guardians, and now he's the head of DC.
It's insane.
That's a great pay grade.
100%, yeah.
But
I mean,
so I'll go into the slate. So Deadpool 3, as I said, it's going to be coming out July of 2024. So Captain America, worst name of a movie, Brave New World, is going to be coming out actually Valentine's Day of 2025.
How romantic.
It is.
Take your honeys to go see it.
Take her to go see it. Thunderbolts is going to be coming out July 25th, 2025, which is actually like 2 weeks after Superman is going to be coming out. And then, for some reason, Blade's got pushed back a lot. Blade's going to be coming out November 7th, 2025. Now, Blade, oh God, I think, wasn't it supposed to come out like, I think like they had conversations of this year.
It was this year or it was 2022?
Was it?
It might have been
in my head.
Late 2022, and then it got pushed this year.
Because COVID hit this. I get that. COVID
put a wrench in everything.
COVID destroyed this movie 100%. But then directors fell off. A few directors fell off of it too. And I guess it's finally has a release date. Blade is an interesting character.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? That's another part of the MCU that I completely forgot about. We've been so hyper-focused on the multiverse, the different timelines, realities, Skrulls, because Secret Invasion apparently implemented the Skrulls back into it, right, with Captain Marvel, etc. And now I forgot that vampires are a thing in the MCU also, which now Blade's being thrown into the mix again. So again, I think he cameoed, if I'm not mistaken.
In Eternals.
Internals, the last...
His voice. With the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Apparently he's supposed to be like Black Knight.
Yep.
Or something.
Again, Black Knight. Remember Moon Knight? I completely forgot about these. And I feel like it's just, it's a lot of I don't know what they're focusing on. You know, it's a lot of characters, and I feel like we're all human at the end of the day. I get that, but I feel like there's so many characters that were thrown at us, and it's like throwing a bunch of like sticky balls on a chart or something, and not everything's gonna stick. So everything's gonna kind of fall through the cracks, and I feel like, again, like, oh, Blade. Like, when I immediately heard Blade, I'm like, oh, that's right. Like, vampires and Morbius, like, that's a thing.
They got cocky. That was the thing with Marvel. They were so successful for so long, and they said, like, oh, everyone's gonna love anything we do. So they threw Moon Knight, they threw She-Hulk, they threw Ant-Man 3, they threw all these things and say, like, oh yeah, people are gonna love this shit, and they don't care about the quality of it anymore.
Nope.
And they're just trying to go
money.
all the way. Yeah, it's all
sad.
money.
And you know what though? It's showing, and I really hope, again, if these next few movies, if Deadpool 3 bombs, which I highly doubt because it's the most anticipated film, if it bombs,
yeah, I can't imagine it though.
I don't have any. You lost my vote. I will.
If that movie's bad, then I totally agree with you. Yeah, if they set up something, but they have a rare thing to do right now. Now that they're going to be doing Deadpool 3, and we can talk about this directly after what Loki ended with in the season 2.
Right.
They have a rare chance of kind of just cleaning up all the mess that they caused.
Big mess. It's a huge mess, by the way. New. But also for the filming undergoes apparently for Thunderbolts, Blade, and Wonder Man, which doesn't even have a release date. Apparently they're doing a Wonder Man movie.
I thought that got canceled.
No,
it was going to be a show.
Nope, it's going to be Thunderbolts, Blade, and Wonder Man are all going to begin filming again after writers' strike. No strikes happen in between now and then. It has they all three of them have a set premiere to start filming.
Now I know the comics
in January.
I know the comics well.
Okay.
Wonder Man is the most obscure type of
I didn't even know
Marvel character out there.
I thought, honestly, when I read the article, I thought it said Wonder Woman, and I'm like, again with this shit, and then I was like, wait, it's Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
No, please. You had so many go-arounds with Wonder Woman. But
apparently he's a celebrity. Apparently, like, he's like a Kardashian in like the not like actual Kardashian, but just like a Kardashian in the Marvel universe. But he's a superhero.
Oh, so it's like the guy from Bollywood and Eternals.
Kinda.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him. There's
yeah, but Loki season 2. So let's recap. I know you watched all of it recently, right? Spoiler alert for everybody hearing this. If you want to skip ahead, I can't tell you how long we're going to talk about it for, but spoiler review for Loki season 2. Okay, yes. So let's talk about it. Number 1, how did you like it?
Now, viewing the show and viewing Loki as a character from arc of him first showing up in like the first Thor movie to the end of this, I think that this is one of the most perfect arcs that a character in the Marvel universe has had, next to like Tony Stark, for example. How Tony Stark started off as like terrible person selling weapons to, you know, overseas, these war instruments out there, and then becoming basically like a Jesus character at the end, saving the universe and making everybody come back after the snap and stuff. Loki kind of had a similar arc too, because he started off as such a bad villain, hell-bent on destroying his brother and coming to New York with that entire war and everything, and then kind of becoming like the god of time, I guess, at the end of I guess that was what you would categorize him as at the end of season 2. I thought that it was encapsulated very, very well, and I think this is probably the last time we're going to see him, though.
Or at least for a very, very, very long time. And I just want to say, again, I agree with everything you just said, but watching him throughout this time, it really makes you've grown with the character. You know, he's not just some random MCU villain, but he started off, now mind you too, a lot of people don't remember this or don't really think about it, but if you really think about it, this Loki is Loki from 2012 of the Avengers. So it's a branched reality version of Loki because, again, Infinity War, that Loki up until that point in the movie, he actually is dead in that timeline. He's not. So this Loki did not undergo any of Infinity War. He didn't undergo any of the events after 2012's Avengers.
Yeah, so he wasn't in like Thor 2. He wasn't in Ragnarok. He wasn't in any of those things.
Nope. His journey started right from that moment where
they had to catch him up to speed on his character arc.
Yep.
Towards that, and you see that in season 1 of Loki, which is I thought Loki season 1 was one of the best Marvel shows that they did.
I really wish
same thing with this one.
I really wish the season was 8 episodes versus 6. But again, I think it ended off pretty well.
Yeah, for those who do know or don't know, who want to listen to this. At the end of it, basically he becomes like the new one who remains. Kind of, he has to basically he has a choice of killing Sylvie and not killing the one who remains, which is that version of Kang out there, or basically fix everything himself because the multiverses are collapsing into each other and the timelines are becoming eroded. So what he's going to have to do is basically become the new one. And it's such an emotional scene of him like not being able to kill her. So what he says to himself is like, I'm just going to have to sacrifice myself. Basically, I'm going to have to grab all the timelines, use my magic X, Y, and Z, and just become the new. I guess I heard people calling him like the god of stories.
Yeah.
I saw that, or the god of time, like whatever you want to call him now. He's basically holding the multiverse together.
Yep. And it's crazy. And I've read a lot of things and theories about this, but think about it, all of that's green. Green, the magic.
I kept seeing the time stones involved.
Yeah, the time stone. And if you look at it like very closely, it's all branches within the time stone. So,
it's a tree at the end of
tree.
it. Isn't it cute at the end of it? Like, it's nice.
All of that in Loki, it's very hard to, I guess, understand too. Basically, when it's happening off screen before the events of like Doctor Strange. It's really all happening prior to that too. So it's really interesting.
Because as Michael Keaton says in the Flash movie, time is not linear.
Right.
Time is a bowl of spaghetti. Is that not correct?
Time's a construct made by the government. Let's just talk about it.
All right, asshole.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
But no, I mean, really, it was such a fascinating end too. I liked how everyone's, I like how like Victor Timely. Now, mind you, too, I was extremely wrong with Victor Timely. Now, I had a theory about Victor. Now, again, for those who don't know, Victor Timely is it Timely or Time? Am I saying it wrong?
Goddamn.
Victor Time? No, Victor Timely.
I think it's Timely. No, Timely.
So, for those who don't know, Victor Timely is a variant of Kang. And again,
from Kang, like the 1800s.
1800s, right? Yeah. Like, Albert Einstein, I guess you could say.
With a stutter. He has a stutter.
Yeah, I know.
He's a good actor.
Really good actor. And I thought this entire time that, because again, it was teased at the end of the events of Doctor Strange. It was like the post-credits scene of Doctor Strange. No. Oh, Ant-Man. Ant-Man, sorry.
That unwatchable film.
Oh, yeah. Ant-Man and Quantumanium. It was the very end credit scene to Ant-Man and the Quantumanium movie was a sneak preview of Loki season 2, and it was them in an audience. It was Loki and Mobius watching Victor Timely, and it was Kang variant. So I'm thinking, oh my god, that variant of Victor Timely is Kang the Conqueror, because again, he got zapped at the middle of.
We probably thought similar things, because I thought that all of the versions of him were going to infest the multiverse.
Yes.
And all of them were going to basically become conquerors and conquer every world. See how what I'm saying makes sense?
Yes.
And see what they didn't. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It was kind of like a misdirect, but it was totally fine. I actually ended up liking the character throughout all the episodes.
Marvel, if you want me and Nick, okay,
to go on your payroll,
and we'll do it for free if you just market us.
No,
say Dynamic Brew.
I want money.
No. If we get our podcast promoted through Marvel and Disney Plus, we will write things that make sense that people would like.
It's so easy to punch up.
It's so 1, 2, 3. Okay, call us. Tell us we have a natural gift. Okay, if you will. But no, seriously, I really thought it was going to be Victor Timely, and he was going to be revealed to be this Kang the Conqueror, because again, Loki and the one who remains from season 1. It's not Kang the Conqueror. It's different. So I would really love to see Loki versus Kang the Conqueror. I think he would get demolished.
Oh, Loki.
Yeah.
Wait, who are you saying who would win?
I think Kang the Conqueror would obviously win, but I think also Loki. It would be a great fight because they're magic and they're. I feel like Kang the Conqueror again. If you guys watched Ant-Man 3, specifically Quantumania, he was defeated so.
That's why everyone hates that movie.
Yeah, I think a great tie-in, we talked about this too, you and I, a great tie-in would have been Victor Timely being revealed to be Kang, because at the end of Ant-Man the Quantumania, he got sucked, Kang the Conqueror got sucked into this little time machine, etc., whatever, and he got defeated, except whatever. And then at the end, it was Ant-Man in a timeless loop. So what if it would have been cool to tie the two together?
That would have made sense.
And it would have been like Victor Timely again, Timely being his last name,
Ton.
had a globe of Paul Rudd's character, Scott Lang, in a globe, and it's him just repeating the same day over and over and over again, and that's the biggest threat. So Kang the Conqueror, because again, in that end credit scene, okay, where it's all the Kangs rallying together, you find out in Ant-Man and Quantumania that they wanted to exile that Kang because he was deemed too dangerous and he was deemed too, like, whatever. It would have been really cool to see, hey, that King wasn't defeated, and he was actually the biggest. He was a much larger threat later down the road.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't like that at all.
This is the issue that stems from having multiple versions of the same person, because you have one character, they're menacing, like Thanos or Joker or something like that. You have one main character who's pulling all the strings. You have one threat, but when you have multiple ones, it makes all of them not necessarily scary anymore, because you just know there's going to be multiple versions of them out there.
Exactly.
So you know how the way you fix this?
How?
You introduce Doctor Doom. I heard a thing where somebody was reviewing this and they were like, you know what would be fantastic?
What?
At the end of the next Marvel movie, for example, honestly, you can do this in Ant-Man. Not Ant-Man, I'm sorry. You could do this in Deadpool 3 as a post-credit scene. You're in the Coliseum of Kangs, which I'm putting together as my words because that sounds cool. They're all dead. And the one who is in the middle of everything is Doctor Doom. And he says, Doom will prevail. And then it fucking ends.
Remember when Black Panther 2 came out?
Oh, don't get me started with
and
that.
There was a leaked post-credit scene that was never a thing, but it was of Doctor Doom watching over. And it was like supposed to be the introduction. A lot of people were like, please don't have that movie introduce him. And I can see why. It's such a big character.
True.
I'm happy that it wasn't the post-credit scene, but apparently he was supposed to be, in early drafts, he was supposed to be in the Black Panther 2 movie.
Well, because Doom and Panther, they're pretty big adversaries together too. Like, you try to take over Wakanda a bunch of times in the comics, so that would be kind of cool to see. I mean, him in Secret Wars would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey man, let's just go into the next thing on this because it ties into Loki, the end of season 2.
Oh, it does.
But as we said, Loki season 2, extremely good.
Watch it if you haven't watched it already.
Definitely recommend it. So I am just going to cover the box office of this movie because we're fresh off the weekend of it. The Marvels came out, man. Did you get your tickets?
No. Funny enough, I wanted to go, and you were just like, I'm not paying money for that movie.
Fuck no. So do you want to guess what their recorded box office is currently right now? So we're not adding Sunday. We're going to add in, for those who know, movies usually do come out. These superhero movies come out like Thursday night. We're big Thursday night screenings because it's easier. It's the best way to do it. Not a lot of people go at night, and then it's the best way to see movies. So it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. What do you think the number is?
How much was it made for? Can we go off that real quick?
You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
It was $257 million.
Oh my God. What are you doing, Marvel?
That's a waste of fucking money.
It's a huge waste.
That is such a waste of money.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I watched clips of this movie online.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, before I get into that, I'm going to go with a whopping 18 million.
18 million?
Yeah, my like
for like what the entire recorded?
So far, yeah.
No.
A little bit more up or down?
A little bit more up.
28. 25, 28.
No. A little bit higher.
29.
A little bit higher.
32.
A little bit higher.
35.
A little bit higher.
39.
A little bit higher.
47.
Good. Oh wow, you said 47?
Yeah. Is it 47?
Look at that. 47.
It came to me in a dream.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Wow.
Okay,
took
cool.
me a couple tries to get there.
So just for people who know too, 47 million opening weekend on a movie that is basically, with marketing on there, $350 million, because the marketing for this movie has been insane. That is extremely, extremely bad. That is $47 million. This is an all-time. Actually, I'm sorry. At first it said it was the lowest MCU opening of all time. Yeah, now it's the new low. At first it was the second lowest. Now they're saying that it is the new low of a Marvel movie coming out. That's insane.
I saw clips of this movie online because you can go to YouTube now and it's uploaded. Again, Nick says go if you're going to go to an opening night to any movie. Thursdays are the way to go because you kind of beat the whole it leaking online and things
spoilers,
like that.
All
now,
that shit.
There have been spoilers of this movie. We're going to talk about spoilers for this movie, of course, too. But I will just say I read one comment online on a YouTube video.
Okay.
Yes, this movie's out on YouTube.
Whole thing, actually,
yeah. You could literally look up all the fight scenes. Some guy wrote, and he goes, Marvel's really dropping the ball. All of this looks currently like a CW show.
Wow.
And I'm just like, it really does. It just reminded me of like the Flash CW. A lot of the last final fight.
The first time we saw the trailer, I remember, I don't know what movie we saw, but we were together and we saw the trailer for this movie. And you're like, oh, because you like the song that they were using?
Yeah.
Don't tell to me to smell.
It was a good first trailer.
It's a good, but I was looking at the CG.
It was
like,
Intergalactic, by Beastie Boys.
Which is a great song. They wasted it in that movie. But I was like, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
For the money that is made, I got all the plot details of everything going on. So basically, they're consistently, every time that they use their powers, they're swapping places with each other, and they're trying to figure out what's happening towards that. But apparently, the main villain in the movie is. Do you know anything about the villain?
No.
Or do you care?
So, to my understanding, I want to see if I'm right or if I'm like on the right terms. So, is she like somebody who followed Thanos?
You're close. Do you remember Ronan?
Yes.
Okay.
From Guardians 1.
So she's basically Ronan. She gets his hammer without the Power Stone in it, and she is basically the female Ronan.
Oh, wait a minute. That makes sense because Ronan was in Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel took place... The first movie took place in 90s.
Correct.
Guardians took place in 24... Whatever that movie came out in. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression, not knowing who she was without any context, she was... Because in the trailer, they don't tell you that. They say Thanos left behind people who want to take up his mantle or something like that in like the final trailer, and it was her. So I'm like, oh, she's definitely like a culty person that wanted to like continue Thanos' journey and demolishing the world.
That's the issue with this movie too, because she's kind of doing what Thanos was trying to do. She basically goes to all these different planets and tries to suck all the resources out of them. So it's basically a very bad version of both those characters. It's been done before. That's the thing.
Next,
but the biggest thing to take away from this movie is really the ending of it, which we spoiled for ourselves because we don't care.
We're not going to spend money to watch this movie.
So what was happening at the end of the movie was Rambo's character. What's her name?
Monica.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. So before we get into that, though, there's two post credit scenes. There's one. There's an after credit scene.
Okay. You want to cover the first one?
Yeah, because it is a big deal. Because now I guess again with Daredevil coming out, with the Punisher, with Echo, with apparently the Spider-Man 4 movie, it actually makes me very excited if they're going in this direction.
I wouldn't loop them with them.
Well, no, because it's street fighters. There's street crime.
Young Avengers are different.
Isn't it the same?
They're different.
Kate Bishop is a street fighter, though. It's going to be the same level of...
I don't want them to ruin them, though.
Well,
I want Daredevil to be left alone.
Okay, well, I can imagine that because it's all in New York City. It's happening all in the same time.
Maybe they could work out of Jersey City.
Wait, hear me out. Tom Holland Spider-Man is now living because no one remembers who he was, and that's the end of the No Way Home.
What do you think he pays for that one bedroom?
I don't... Now with inflation,
4,000,
4,500 maybe if he's lucky. I don't know. He doesn't have a job. He's a kid out of ice. Whatever. So you got Spider-Man doing street crime fighting, Daredevil, Echo, all that universe is coming together. Then you got Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, and now you got this young girl. So okay, post-credit scene before the after-credit scene. There's two. The first post-credit scene is, again, if you could talk about cringe and dialogue. I don't want to hate, but I'm going to hate. You took the exact, and I get it. There's a difference between making an homage to something and taking it line by line from a child, okay? So what pissed me off was Kate Bishop and her dog from Hawkeye, okay, little golden retriever.
I like that dog with one eye.
Comes in, and it's Kamala Harris. No, wait, it's not Kamala. That's not her name.
Kamala.
No, not Harris.
Oh, where's our daughter?
Kamala Harris is Joe Biden.
Oh, you said the vice president's name? Oh my God! Wait, did they have the same name?
No, Kamala. I don't know her last name. Kamala, not Harris.
Kamala Khan.
Sorry,
Kamala Khan.
My mind went there.
That is hilarious.
That was so organic and natural too. It would come from me. Kamala, not Harris.
The vice president comes in.
Yeah, we get sued for slander for making an honest mistake. Kamala, not Harris, okay? She's in a warehouse with Kate Bishop, Haley Seinfeld's character from Hawkeye.
So hot.
She comes in, and she starts quoting the same dialogue that Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury gave Tony Stark in the end of Iron Man 1, saying, I'm putting together a team. Same dialogue, and then it was added a little, they added a little bit more to it, which I kind of liked, but again, it was such a cringy thing. And it was like, yeah, I had some feelers going out now too. Do you know that Ant-Man has a daughter? And Kate Bishop's like, smiling, accepting. Number one, it would make more sense to her to go into like attack mode, and I would love to see a fight break out.
Didn't she say
she openly welcomed a stranger, a little girl, Kamala? She's a child in this movie. In her, I feel like it was kind of it was tacky.
Oh dear,
it was tacky.
Oh fuck. What was the Wasn't the dialogue like she was just like, you got abilities, kid, and she's like, I'm 20.
Yes.
She's like, I'm 25.
Yeah,
She was
like, no. She was like, I'm 23, and Kamala, she was just like, I know, but still. And I'm like, they tried something, and apparently, I guess for the younger generation, it could work.
So basically, it's Young Avengers. They're doing Young Avengers. They're going to try to do Young Avengers. Young Avengers has been a conversation since Endgame that they've been trying to like shoehorn this in here. And Young Avengers in the comics consist of a lot of different people. Like there's like a version of like Hulkling, which Hulk has a son too, so they could throw him in the mix.
Yeah.
They have Kamala. I almost said Harris. Kamala Khan. You got me doing it. Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Different versions. Maybe like Spider-Man might show up in there too. Maybe be like a leader of it some kind, but who knows?
Yeah.
But that was the first post-credit scene.
It teased Young Avengers. Okay, great.
But the second post-credit scene.
This blew my mind backwards.
So the second post-credit scene. So the end of the movie basically ends this way. If you're, do you know how the movie ends?
Yeah, basically, I think Monica has to go back up in the sky to and she gets sucked into the reality.
She has to close the multiverse because the multiverses are eroding, I guess, together. And the multiverse they're currently in right now, the sky is opening and she has to close it, as you said. And then she gets sucked through, and then Captain Marvel closes everything, and she's like, oh well. And then she wakes up in a hospital bed and sees her mother, but a younger version of her mother, the same one that we saw in the Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I don't know if it's the same character, but it's the younger version of her mom.
It's not the same character, it's the same actress who played her.
Same actress, but different costume. And all of a sudden, you see a CGI beast walk in.
Horrible CGI, by the way.
From X-Men.
Talk about first impressions. Now, mind you, this is a really, really big moment. Okay, it's almost going to probably be as big as Deadpool 3 because God only knows what they're going to be doing with that, which is, again, what we were talking about earlier. That movie, it has to be the hit. It's gonna be like the big ribbon on tying everything together.
And to throw this into, it is Chelsea Grammer doing the voice.
It is,
from Last Stand. That's why we brought up Frasier before. Chelsea Grammer is, I guess he didn't want to do the makeup, so that's why they did a CGI version of him.
It looked terrible. It looked like a rendered. Yeah, I mean,
the fuck happened?
It really I was very disappointed in how it looked. I'm happy we didn't pay money for it, but it's also really, really big. If you want to get technical with it, it's huge because now we officially have, number one, the first introduction to the X-Men in the Marvel universe was actually in WandaVision when they discovered she was a mutant. They used the word mutant. Okay, remember that movie, The New Mutants? I don't either.
Quiet. No more.
Exactly. They started to implement slowly but surely. Now we actually have X2 specifically. They use the same music from X2 also. X2 United, phenomenal. That was a great sequel.
That actually might be one of the best.
One of my
X-Men
favorite movies.
Do you know how you know that it's not from that Doctor Strange world too?
How?
Because I listened to more of the dialogue. He said Charles wants an update. In that world, Charles died from Wanda. So this is a totally different
Earth.
So honestly, this could be the Fox version of the X-Men movies that were left off. Everything in Doctor Strange could have just been a different Earth and everything, but this one is actually actually might be the true blue original early 2000s one.
Yeah, no, without a doubt too, and I fully agree with that because another sad thing to kind of point out too is that obviously, as you know from watching WandaVision with Monica Rambeau, she lost her mother during the blip. So when she got blipped out of reality for 5 whole years, she was actually by her mother's bedside while she was battling like terminal cancer. And then when she got blipped back, now obviously with the blip, people who returned back, it was like 5 seconds of their reality, right? They come back 5 years into the future. And she came back to that hospital, and her mom was dead because her mom did not get blipped out of reality. So she actually died within the 5 years of her being blipped. So when she saw her mom, imagine seeing your parent
younger in a different world,
and she's like, "Oh my god!" And mind you, too, Monica Rambeau's mother, she was suited up too. I liked her suit, by the way. Her suit was very X-Men. It was very X-Men.
It was weird because everyone in the trailers when she was walking by, you only saw the her hip and a little. Everyone thought it was Storm.
You thought it was Storm.
I thought it was Storm because I was like, "That's a Storm costume."
I sent Nick. I didn't send you this. I knew who it was before you said it, and you're like, "It's Storm. It's Storm." I'm like, "You're on the right path, but I'm not going to spoil it for you." And then you spoil it for yourself. It was the X-Men world, though. Isn't that crazy how it's like right in plain sight too?
It's awesome.
But imagine like seeing your loved one in a different multiverse, and they have no idea who the hell you are because in that universe, whoever Monica Rambeau's. That leads me to believe also that she was also sent to that universe, and they found, Chelsea Grammer's Beast found her, the mother, and was like, "Oh, hey, like you're not from this universe either."
You think?
Yeah, because she wasn't an X2. What's her name?
A lot of time could have passed by, and these could be new X-Men. You never know.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe they're gonna explore. I didn't think of that. That's a good point. I thought it was another multiverse collapsing, and I was like, "Oh, we have another one."
Well, maybe Deadpool 3 is gonna be able to explain that. Because remember how you saw like the set pictures of Deadpool 3 where you saw the 20th Century Fox logo in the background? This is probably all going to be included in that.
It's going to be explained, and I'm excited for it. Again, it's those set photos for Deadpool 3 we're talking about. Is they were fighting. It was snow. There was snow, right? It was like a white field,
or it's a desert,
or it's a desert.
In the air. I don't know, but
and it was the Fox 20th Century Fox logo. And they're fighting side by side.
Apparently, all of them are coming back too. Every single X-Men, all the Fantastic Four. Apparently,
it's going to be huge, dude. If they can really pull this off, how much money do you think is going to be like the budget for Secret Wars alone? Not King Dynasty.
Oh, the Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. How much money do you think that movie's going to be made for?
It's going to be up there with. So I grouped the last 2 Avengers movies kind of together with Infinity War and Endgame. So you're looking at like $500 million. And now adjusted to after COVID inflation, you're probably looking at 5 or 6. If you group the 2 movies together,
yeah, 100%.
If you group them together, 100%.
Yeah, because I don't want to even think about Kang Dynasty being paired. I think it's going to be a completely different movie.
Or they just might get rid of it.
They might honestly just group it with Secret Wars 1 and 2 and make Kang a part of that. Because I feel like just Kang Dynasty is a very...
Or forget about
name. It's like... It makes you forget that Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are 2 different things. But apparently they want it to be the same. It's like the same continuation of the same thing, right? What happens in Kang Dynasty may lead into Secret Wars and whatever. But I think they should really just keep the name Secret Wars and include Kang in some degree. I don't think he's worthy enough of a villain. Imagine if they called Avengers Thanos Tropalooza or something. I don't know. I don't think the name.
What was that? Tropalooza?
Thanos something. Okay, Palooza.
We've been filming for a while, so I'm gonna let you. Slide on that one.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it anyway. But
so that's that's the whole Marvel universe of everything. I mean,
yeah.
Ready. Venom 3 is delayed until November 8th, 2024, and I wrote ha.
Yeah, I completely forgot about. Again, there's so many different things going on. It gives me anxiety because by the time we get there, do we really care about it anymore? Last time we saw Venom was in 2021, the end credits scene to No Way Home. Okay, next. Like that, we have to wait till 2024 next year. Who's gonna care? Unless they pair it with Spider-Man. Imagine it's the Spider. Imagine if now think about it. The multiverses are coming together. What if Venom gets a spider more? I thought that was gonna be the original when he looks at the screen and he licks the screen. He's like, "Oh, it's Tom Holland Spider-Man."
Maybe he's gonna copy it.
I was thinking that in that moment he was gonna get the white spider. It's a trademark on.
You
Venom.
Want $1 billion movie? Throw Andrew Garfield in it as his Spider-Man. You want
That'd be cool.
You want to see a trailer like hell, like just have them fight in a movie.
Yeah.
just do that.
I agree.
Have any version of Spider-Man in there. Just have them fight him.
The whole thing about these movies, though, not even with like the actor strike and the writer strike, but I just feel there's so much time that's in between these movies where it's just like we grow individually with this time as well as people. So it's like you lose traction. And then you get, like, for example, we were just talking about Blade, right? Like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about Blade, Captain America 4, and now we're talking about it again because these names are being brought up. And you're like, oh wait, that part of the MCU still exists, but we haven't seen it since 2019 or 2020. So it's like,
well, you know, you have to. Take
I don't care.
Well, we have to take into effect is there's so much content out there in general. We live in such a slew of so much content, so many shows, so many
overstimulation.
Movies coming out. It is. There's too much shit. So to keep everyone's like mind on one thing, you really have to condense it. Which just also, get a hold on your universe.
Too, like, Secret Wars has to be like, you can't make that. I can't see a movie that big being over. Like, imagine a movie. I feel like the amount of characters you're going to implement in this movie from the comics, especially, that's a lot of fun. You can't make a 3.5, 4 hour movie.
No, you need
put
to
it out
multiples.
there.
No,
I feel like what they're going to do possibly is either split it into two, make Cake Dynasty one thing, and making maybe even Secret Wars Part 1 and 2, or giving it one, like, a certain cut that goes out in the theater, because you can't set a 4 hour movie in the theaters and do like a director's cut of like a 4.5 hour cut of all of them together.
The Schneider cut?
Yeah, but like of the MCU. I feel like going that route, but I mean, how are you going to put all of that into one story into 3.5 hours tops? Because I say Endgame was 3.5 hours.
It's a
lot. You can't go over 3.5 hours nowadays. It's going to be hard. So I hope they don't rush it and cut things and cut it together to make it work, because I just don't make it. Don't make it. Just don't make it.
You heard it? You heard it from Justin? Don't make it.
You heard it from me. Don't make it. And if you do make it, I'm going to come there and make it myself. Thank you very much.
There we go.
That's it, guys. But listen, we talked about a lot today.
This was a whopping episode of a lot of news, because, as we said, the actors have relaxed now.
Yeah.
They've agreed.
We're passionate. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Passionate folks.
Sure.
Yeah. Caffeine's getting to me.
Yeah, you're all right, man. You didn't even...
I'm tweaking.
You're halfway through the coffee, too.
Yeah, I'm tweaking out. My legs, I can't even move my look at my legs. They're like floating there.
Well, Justin has hit euphoria from not eating.
Euphoria. Speaking of Euphoria, season 3 comes out in 2025. Because we care.
You know, I never watched that show.
I've watched bits and pieces. And
because everyone
we know
fucking
people like
spoiled it.
We know people like that.
Boo.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm sure it's a good show, but I'll never watch it because I was spoiled.
Yeah. But listen, stay tuned. Our next episode is going to be a special episode of the Thanksgiving special. So stay tuned for that. That's coming to you very soon.
Oh yeah, that is. Oh yeah, that's gonna be. We're gonna film again the 19th,
and then it gets released 23rd, which is actually Thanksgiving. So guys, stay tuned. Get your turkey, and it's gonna be me and Nick just eating aggressively over the microphone.
We'll put in this note, but we'll talk about like Thanksgiving Eve and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, the lore behind that. You know, yeah. Stay tuned.
Gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble. Beep boop.